Okay, so my computer is currently turning on. So while that's happening, I'm gonna pull up the lyrics and just make sure I hit all the lines. But while that's happening, I just want to give a brief intro to this talk. Sorry, I look whatever this is. So obviously, not all these lyrics are super in line with this theory. There's a couple of them that I can't necessarily pin to a side because I see it much more of as a duet rather than I can't really. There's some of them I haven't really figured out how to explain yet. And when I said that and you immediately said, "Oh my god, it's about Padme and Anakin," I was like, because honestly, that one makes a lot of sense too. The only reason I've always thought, I don't remember how this started, but I remember my mom, I think, listened to it, and I think she was the one that made a comment about it. And literally ever since then, the only thing I hear when I hear this song is Anakin and Obi-Wan. So, this is my theory. And again, it's kind of rocky and slightly a stretch at points, but it's more about the feelings than about the evidence, okay? So just, I don't know what's going on right here. Okay, so it starts with Obi-Wan singing. So imagine Anakin's dead, okay? Anakin's dead. It's this is Revenge of the Sith, imagine this playing over when he's being transformed into Darth Vader, after he, that whole thing with the fire and the lava and you get it. Okay, so he starts singing, "We gather here, we line up, we've been in a sunlit room. And if I'm on fire, you'll be made of ashes too." Now, that one, it sounds like Anakin would say it because he literally was on fire, but in reality, Obi-Wan was in fire, and if he's on fire, then Anakin's in ashes. He's been burned. He's been killed. "Even on my worst day, did I deserve, babe, all the hell you gave me? Because I loved you, I swear I loved you till my dying day." So that literally just screams that scene where he's like, "You were my brother," and I can't, that whole thing, that literally just screams that to me. Where he's that whole speech where he's like, "You were the chosen one," and he's like, "I put all my faith in you. And did I deserve, even on my worst day, even all the times that I let you down, did I deserve that behavior from you because I put all my trust in you?" He just screams that to me. "Because I loved you, I swear I loved you." That just is so I loved, that's just so that to me till my dying day. And his dying day, he literally lets him kill him. His love for him, he doesn't kill him. Do you know how many freaking opportunities he has to kill him? He doesn't kill him. Now, I think it switches now to Anakin. Post-death, post-transformation, where he's kind of explaining to Obi-Wan imagine Clone Wars Anakin singing this to Obi-Wan after all hell breaks loose. "I didn't have it in myself to go with Grace." Imagine him saying that to him, because it's true. He was such a tortured soul. Nowhere in his soul was he gonna go out quietly. "I didn't have it in myself to go with Grace. And you're the hero flying around saving face. You're the one that's covering my tracks. You're the one that everyone's still looking up to. You're the one that's going around saving all the Jedi. You're the one that's and you're the hero, and you used to teach me anyways. If I'm dead to you, why are you at the wake? Cursing my name, wishing I stayed. Look at how my tears ricochet." So I always took this as, if I'm dead to you, why are you at the wake? It's just kind of a line that was kind of you can't love me and still do the thing you did to me at the same time. Him being you literally killed me. Obviously Anakin's playing the victim card because he's the worst. Kidding, I love him, but he's if I'm dead to you, if you cut my legs off and watched me burned alive and left me there to die, why are you crying? Why are you comforting my wife? Why are you going back to the like place that we like lived in together and like mourning me? Why are you taking care of my twins? Like, come on, let's be real. Cursing my name, wishing I stayed. Look at how my tears ricochet. Like in A New Hope, all the lines that he says to Luke about like your father and I, you know, whatever. And then he just like completely is just like he just like totally cusses him out. Like he totally gives him a bad rap. Cursing my name, wishing I stayed. Look at how my tears ricochet. Now, this next verse is a little foggy, but the feelings are still there. It switches back to Obi-Wan for the verse. We gather stones, never knowing what they'll mean. Some to throw, some to make a diamond ring.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay. Well, that sounds fun.
I read this line as, we don't know what the future holds, and we have to act anyway. And if Obi-Wan's saying it, it points to the fact that, you know, he had no... Can you imagine someone telling Obi-Wan, like, in frickin' Phantom Menace, can you imagine Qui-Gon, like, as soon as he said, like, this is, wait, like, train him, whatever. Imagine someone... I mean, they did essentially try and tell him that, like, don't do it. But imagine someone being like, Obi-Wan had no idea that this would happen. And he would end up having to, like, literally kill this 9-year-old boy. Like, can you imagine? We gather stones never knowing what they'll mean. Some to throw and some to make a diamond ring. Like, this kid, he could have been my greatest pride, or he could have literally been my downfall, which he was. So, we gotta do it anyway. And then it switches back to Anakin. You know I didn't want to have to haunt you.
Zoom call, it looks like.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm not on a Zoom call.
Okay.
I'm good.
I love you. I'm gonna be outside.
Okay, love you.
Love you.
Anyways, sorry, it didn't have to be a long video. What a ghost, or where was I? Oh, you know I didn't want to have to haunt you, but what a ghostly scene. You wear the same jewels that I gave you as you bury me. So this kind of goes back to, I was trying to find, as soon as I told you, like I was about to explain this. This is always, I mean, now I'm trying to think. I don't think there's any, like, concrete evidence for this, but I feel like Obi-Wan kept his Oh my God, Obi-Wan kept his lightsaber. You wear the same jewels that I gave you as you bury me. Like, you can't play both sides. You're keeping my stuff, and you're also, like, what? You know I didn't want to have to haunt you, but what a ghostly scene. Like, Anakin didn't want to do this. Like, you see him crying in all those scenes. Like, he's, like, a mess. You know I didn't want to have to haunt you. Like, even after he died, when he discovered that Padme wasn't alive anymore and all this was literally for absolutely nothing, like, his goal wasn't, like, if you watch the Obi-Wan series, which I know you did, God, I'm really diving into this. He was furious. He had no choice but to go after him because of what he did to Anakin. Like, he had no choice but to haunt Obi-Wan literally forever, because he literally, like, you know I didn't want to have to haunt you, but what a ghostly scene. Like, we were literally brothers, and then you killed me. Like, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to have to. Crazy. You wear the same jewels that I gave you as you bury me. Such a hypocrite. He's such a hypocrite. And then he keeps going. I didn't have it in myself to go with grace, because when I'd fight, you used to tell me I was brave. I don't even need to explain that one. I didn't have it in myself to go with grace, because when I'd fight, you used to tell me I was brave. He says because. The only reason he didn't go with grace is because that when he was fighting before, Obi-Wan told him he was brave. You're telling me that if Obi-Wan had never believed in him, if Obi-Wan had never give him, like, courage and, like, the confidence to, like, be true to himself and, like, go down his own path or whatever, like, obviously he was trying to keep him in line, but, like, you know what I mean? Obviously he believed in him. If he didn't do that, if he didn't tell him he was brave when he fought, Anakin would have never, ever, ever, ever thought he was good enough to, like, do anything. And even, like, in the scene, like Obi-Wan taught Anakin how to jump over with, you know what I'm talking about? On the hill with the, you know, Mustafar, when he jumps over him and he cuts off his legs. Obi-Wan taught Anakin how to do that because he did it in Phantom Menace. That's when Obi-Wan did it first. But I'm just saying, he taught him how to do that and then he used it against him. He's literally like, I didn't have it in myself to, like, just chill with you because when I used to do this, you used to tell me that I was good at it. Like, bye. That's why I did that. Like, it's so good. When I fight you, still make I'm dead to you. Why are you at the way? Cursing my name, wishing I stayed. Look at how my tears ricochet. Now it gets really good. And I can go, could be either of them. They could be duetting. I don't even know. I can go anywhere I want. Anywhere I want, just not home. Either one of them. Literally either one of them. Imagine Anakin saying it first. I can go anywhere I want, just not home. A, he just killed everyone in his home. B, he just literally killed, like, everyone everywhere. Like, he can do anything he wants. And also, C, the most literal explanation of that line, his home is his wife and his unborn child, who he also killed. So, I can go anywhere I want. He can't. He's the most powerful person in the galaxy now. Anywhere I want, just not home. Just not home to you, because you killed me. Just not, like, it literally. Or Obi-Wan. I can go anywhere I want. Anywhere I want, just not home. He's like one of the only surviving Jedi. There's no more Jedi Temple. There's no more Jedi anywhere. There's no more Jedi younglings. No more Anakin. No, like, nothing. No more clone army, nothing. Can you imagine, like, him saying that after, like, Commander Cody, like, turns on him? He's walking away and he's like, I can go anywhere I want right now. No one knows I'm alive, but I can't go home. Bye. And you can aim for my heart and go for blood, but you would still miss me in your bones. Both of them. Anakin to Obi-Wan, you can kill me all you want. You can chop off all my legs. You can leave me to burn alive. You can aim for my heart and go for blood, but you would still miss me in your bones. Like, please, that's so true. And then Obi-Wan telling it to Anakin. Anakin saying, like, I hate you. You turned her, like, all that stuff. He's like, fine, you can say all that stuff, and then when I leave, you're gonna be nothing. You're gonna miss me every day because I made you. Let me just repeat these lines because they're too good. I can go anywhere I want. Anywhere I want, just not home. And you can aim for my heart, go for blood, but you would still miss me in your bones. Oh, and I still talk to you when I'm screaming at the sky, and when you can't sleep at night, you hear my stolen lullabies. That's craziness. I still talk to you when I'm screaming at the sky. Like, we both know how tortured both of these people are after this whole incident. That's crazy. Like, Obi-Wan didn't know that Anakin became Darth Vader until the Obi-Wan show. So those 23, not even, like, actually, he knew before that. It was like 10 years. That, like, 10-year period that he just thought Anakin was dead. Like, I still talk to you when I'm screaming at the sky, and when you can't sleep at night, you hear my stolen lullabies. Like, I could have given those lullabies to you, but time and our circumstances and what you chose to become took them away from me. I still talk to you when I'm screaming at the sky because of how mad this whole thing makes me. But Obi-Wan doesn't know that Anakin's not Darth Vader. And that's crazy. Anakin saying that I still talk to you when I'm screaming at the sky when you can't sleep at night. You hear my stolen lullabies. Like, that's just... Anakin knows that Obi-Wan's still alive, and that was his last person. I mean, honest to God, that's his last person that he had from his former life that's still alive. Let's be real. Like, that's it. Padme's dead. Like, who does he have? He has Anakin. Or, fuck, Obi-Wan. One more time. I didn't have it in myself to go with grace. And so the battleships will sink beneath the waves. So good. Like, all this, like, fighting and stuff, it doesn't even matter, and it's just gonna sink, and it's just gonna lay there at the bottom of the ocean, exactly how it does. Like, their conflict and their friendship was here, and then they had a war, and it literally just lasted at the bottom of, like, the oceanic trench for, like, forever. The battleships will sink beneath the waves. Like, the water will, like, what happened will happen. The water's gonna rise, and, like, time's gonna go on. That's it. They're gonna forget us and what we had. Because I didn't have it in myself to go with grace. He just didn't have it in himself. Sorry. You had to kill me, but it killed you just the same. That's all you need. That's the line. That is the line. Can you imagine Anakin singing this to him? You had to kill me, but it killed you just the same. You had to kill me, but it killed you just because he did. Literally. I don't even need to explain that. You had to kill me, but it killed you just the same. That is craziness. Tell me Taylor Swift didn't write this for them. You can't. Who writes this? A Star Wars fan. That's who. Cursing my name, wishing I stayed. You turned into your worst fears. Let's talk about the Mortis arc in the Clone Wars for a second. Obi-Wan sees visions of, like, Anakin turning on him, Qui-Gon. He sees Qui-Gon being like, whatever, and he's like, I can't handle this. Like, I can't train him. I can't do this as good as you can. Like, I'm gonna mess this up. And he did. Let's be real. I mean, he didn't, but I'm just saying that's what he thinks. You turned into your worst fears. You lost me. You lost the war. You lost all your friends. You lost your family. And now you're living alone. And you're tossing out blame, drunk on this pain, crossing out the good years. That's literally, I mean, that's probably more Anakin to Obi-Wan, or Obi-Wan to Anakin, because Anakin's literally, again, playing the victim, blaming everyone but himself. Because how else does he live with his decisions? You're tossing out blame, drunk on this pain. How many years does he stay power hungry and manipulative because of the mistakes that he made? This man literally drowns in his sorrows for over 20 years. That's why, like, he's in pain. That's the only reason why Luke's able to bring him back, because he's not evil. He's just in pain. Tossing out blame, drunk on this pain, crossing out the good years. Like, completely stepping away, turning his back on everything good he ever had, because he's never going to get it back. So how else is going to move on? You're cursing my name, wishing I stayed. Look at how my tears ricochet. Oh, it's so good.